talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, who we have a really strong love for the last few years. So we, Giannis Antetokounmpo caught our eye, put him on the fantasy team. He blew up, literally. And now we realize these guys have had such a strong momentum and they're on fire. They're just blazing through, but they're literally on fire. Their starting five is all fire signs, which is a phenomenon.
Crazy.
I mean, I've never seen anything quite like this.
No. We have 3 Sagittariuses and 2 Leos.
Which is perfection, really. And then we have an Aries. So we're going to break it down for you. We have Giannis, our all-star, is a Sagittarius, awesome, grounded, fire legend. We have Malcolm Brogdon, another Sagittarius, and Bledsoe to also support him. So those are 3 Sagittariuses. We have Brooke Lopez, the Aries, which is perfectly supported. In all his quirkiness, he is able to find his place. And then we have Middleton, a Leo.
Too much Leo is going to be too much ego on a team.
Yeah.
So I think that's just
perfect.
the one is good.
Yeah.
And it's good that he's also not the star.
Yeah.
Because if he was the star, the best player, then that would be like the Middleton show.
Yeah.
And it's good because Giannis really is the supportive, grounded fire.
Yeah.
So he's able to still give, still pass the ball.
So all these guys, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries.
And then the Leo coach.
Coach Mike. So that, if you didn't know already, Leos and Sages are like soulmates basically. So they get along really well and he is able to coach the starting 5 of fire signs. And they don't really have much ego, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're a soulful team. They have like soul and like charisma. In terms of the other players, you might be curious, is it fire? What is it? There's a bunch of supporting Aquariuses. They may not play every game, but they're there. We have Lanky Smooth, aka DJ Wilson, the Aqua.
Who's like a fan favorite.
He's a fan favorite. He's a team favorite. They all adore this guy. He apparently makes them laugh and he has the best playlist, they say, in the locker room. So that's pretty cool for them to have that support. We have Dante, Nicola, and Sterling Brown, all very smart, intellectual guys, and Aqua's great supports, great friends, great teammates to all these amazing fire signs, and the fire and air really support themselves. The Cancer is not enough water to put out this fire.
So really what happened their past season, I think, is that they were so on the same page. All of them being fire signs, they understood each other so well. They were playing so well. Super smart games too with the Aquariuses. Just that touch made it a smart, fiery team.
Yeah, they're young, they're smart, they're intellectual, and they were winning. I think they won more games. They broke a bunch of records for how many wins they got. But when they came to the playoffs, they burnt out. And it's sad.
And it makes sense, them all being so fiery. You need some water to put you out. And you can't just keep that momentum. I mean, the playoffs, when you're playing in the playoffs, it's such a long season that they had so much fire throughout, but you could see in the playoffs, Giannis was just
he was exhausted, and you can't blame him. The guy was throwing himself on the floor. He was trying so hard, but winning that, they did not have the same strategy as the Warriors, who, they won and lost, but then when it came to the playoffs, everyone knows how manipulative and I'll say calculated the Warriors can be, because they save their energy for the playoffs. And one may say it's great. I actually prefer the Bucks route because I'm so in awe of them all season.
Right. It makes for a more exciting season.
Yeah.
When they're not just holding off for the playoffs. I think that also being a fire sign, you don't have that thought process of let me just save it to the end. Yeah. You want the glory from day one. In preseason.
Yeah, instant gratification.
Yeah,
you're with your team. You don't care. You're not we're going to make it, and I thought they were going to make it, but, being a fire team, they're more prone for injuries because they're blazing at such a high speed. We saw Malcolm Brogdon, an incredible player. He got injured when it was really important, but then he came back because as a fire sign, he's a Sagittarius, he wanted to be there for his team. Mm-hmm. But what people don't know is he has a Cancer moon. So this guy has a great heart, and not only is he an amazing player and he can perform, And when he came back after his injury, he played phenomenally. But when he lost the ball and kind of tripped over it in that moment, you could almost cry just looking at the Cancer moon all over his face. The the guilt and like sadness and sorrow. I mean, you know,
a Cancer moon, by the way, means that so you have different placements the time that you're born, and your sun sign is like what you know you are. That's just based on just the date. But your moon, and then you have a rising sign, and then you have planets, and that's based on the exact time and the year that you were born.
Yeah.
So it's very specific to you. And your moon sign is like your soul. So you might, when someone meets you for the first time, that's your sun sign. That's what you project to the world. But your moon sign is something that only your closest friends really know, or your loved ones.
Yeah.
So that Cancer moon with Brogdon, that's like what he truly is, you know? The way that he plays is going to be like a Sagittarius.
But in his heart, you can see, if you're really paying close attention, you can see his heart is a Cancer moon.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he wanted to do it for his team. He was kind of like putting himself last. He was probably in a lot of pain, and he was doing everything he could. But at that moment, it was something that all Cancers around the world and everyone could feel. These guys had an amazing season, and like we're so excited to see what they do with this next year. Mm-hmm. They have a bunch of supporting Aquas. I would think that I want a couple more Capricorns here. I don't know what you think about that.
And I think a little bit more water just to cool down the fire.
That's a great idea. But maybe not a Scorpio.
No.
Like maybe like Cancer or Pisces. Pisces would be cute.
A cute little Pisces on the team would be a great addition.
Yeah, I think Cancer.
They might get lost in the mix. I think that what we really need to see is like a really good starting five that's not just the fire.
Yeah.
You need to rely, you can't just have on your bench all the support. You need to like make sure that one of the starting five is something other than fire. Because to put out all starting five as fire, you're going to burn out.
Yeah, it's like so exciting to watch though, because it's like this blazing fire team. No.
Also, just so much can't rely on Giannis. Like, he needs some extra support, whether it's another sign or whether it's just like another great player.
So we'll see where this team goes.
After 2 decades of not being in finals, it's definitely like an exciting thing to see, exciting to watch, and I think that's just, you know,
it's only the beginning.
Yeah.
I got a Greek freak, she call me Antetokounmpo, just follow that.